I'm talking about how to get whatever you want. And the first step to bring about your desire is to see it in the immaterial realm. But the second step is to release power by speaking only what you see. Now, many people stop right there and try to get to work. But if you do, you're going to be stuck in busy work, uncertain which actions you take that will actually produce for you. No, there is a third step I'm going to show you. Now listen, there are some odd chores that fall to the middle child. The eldest can handle more complicated things. The youngest can do simple things that are safe. So as the middle child, I found myself often assigned to tasks that weren't too complex, but couldn't be trusted to someone younger. On one such occasion, I stared rather impatiently at a pot of water. The task? Boil water. At home growing up, soft-boiled eggs were a staple at the breakfast table, and someone had to get the water ready to cook the eggs. I was the boy for the job. Now, there is not really a lot to do when it comes to boiling water. I mean, once you fill the pot with water and turn on the flame, it just becomes a waiting game. But you do have to keep an eye on it. I mean, suppose you were to get distracted by something else and leave the pot of water on the stove too long. I had a friend in college who tried multitasking while boiling water in the dorm's community kitchen. Well, she left the pot and went on to other tasks, and well, you know what happened next. One smoke alarm, one evacuation, one fire truck, and all of it followed up by one trip to the Target to buy a new pot. But watching water come to a boil done correctly is not very eventful. There's a reason they untruthfully say that a watched pot never boils. Watching and waiting tests your patience. How many times have you waited for something to happen for a long time? You kept watching for it, like focusing on the dark sky, looking for a shooting star. It felt like forever, but if you stopped watching, you'd miss it. Maybe like me, you try doing things to make it faster, right? You busy yourself with all sorts of activities to try to get the thing you're waiting for to come faster. I used to impatiently stir the pot to try to get that water moving before it was ready. I'd talk to it, glare at it, run circles around the kitchen. Nothing I could do would make the water boil any quicker. I had to wait, but it wasn't a passive waiting. It was an active waiting, poised, watching, ready for action. My pastor used to compare it to a waiter in the restaurant. When they wait on you, it's not a passive waiting, it's an active waiting. In fact, in a fine dining establishment, they are watching. You can get their attention with just a glance, one lift of the finger, and they spring into action. If you've boiled water a lot, like I have, you know that the water also starts to give you clues. A little bubble here, a little bubble there. You start to get excited because something is finally about to happen. Now, the first step in the order of creation, the process by which anything you desire is created, is to see in the immaterial realm. And then the second step, of course, is to release power by speaking only what you see. The third step is called sync, although it could easily be called seeing again. But this time you're not looking in the immaterial realm. You are seeing in the physical realm, in the material realm. You are looking for your desire already beginning to form in the physical world. You're looking for the clues, the evidence that God is already at work bringing about your desire. Now, let me caution you right there, though, because if you skipped over step one, which is to see, this is going to be very difficult for you. If you don't have clarity on what you see in the immaterial realm, if that image is not very well formed in your mind, then you'll miss the clues. You won't be able to see the signs happening all around you. It's like once you finally decide what kind of car you want to buy. Suddenly you start seeing that car everywhere. Because your desire is clarified, you're now able to see it manifesting all around you. But if you haven't taken the time to see clearly what it is you want, the clues pass you by. The cars are there the whole time. It's your internal clarity that causes you to see them. I call this step sync as an acknowledgement that God is divinely orchestrating things around you to bring about your desire. By looking for evidence of His work around you, you are syncing with His plan, His timetable, and His provision. You are entering into a divine flow. You are ceasing from struggle and strife and coming into the ease of alignment. When you make your declaration in step 2, it's like seed planted in the ground. That seed is full of potential. Power is released to bring about what you desire. Like when a farmer puts seed in the ground, what does he do next? He might water it, nourish it, protect it from enemies, but ultimately, he waits. He waits and he watches. How silly would it be for the farmer to go out every day and start trying to harvest something, right? He could worry about it, get mad about it. He could even run his tractor up and down the field every single day, but he would be wasting his time and energy. Not to mention the precious, enjoyable moments of life between planting and harvesting. No, he already has his seed in the ground. He just needs to watch for it to pop out of the ground and produce fruit. Jesus talks about it like this. He says, the kingdom of God is like a man who scatters seed on the ground. Night and day he sleeps and wakes, and the seed sprouts and grows, although he knows not how. All by itself, the earth produces a crop. First a stalk, then the head, then grain that ripens within. That's so powerful, especially this phrase when he says, he knows not how. Isn't it so freeing that you don't need to know everything? You don't need to know exactly how God is going to work to bring about your desire, or through who or how he's going to get it done. You just know that you placed your order. You put your seed in the ground, and now you're watching and waiting for the harvest. Now, should the farmer just leave the field forever? No, there's still work to be done. Once that field pops up and ripens, it needs to be collected. If he's not there when the harvest is ready, he'll miss it. It'll be eaten by animals or die on the vine. He must watch and wait and be ready for action. How about you? Are you actively looking for your desire, full of expectation? I know you are. And when you see the signs, you'll know exactly how to get started bringing it about. I hope this episode has been a benefit to you, and if so, make sure to like and subscribe so you get more videos just like this one to help you in your success journey. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You know, great businesses and great leaders are built using effective communication. For more, go to speakingschool.com, grab my Elite Business Success Toolkit for free just for trying out our Speaking School membership. That's speakingschool.com. See you next time.